How's it going, everyone? This is Jose Trujillo, world's greatest living artist, coming to you from the car, not the art studio right now. I'm trying to maximize on my time and trying to figure out what is the best way to go about my creating these videos. So I'm sorry if I'm not making eye contact. I got the info right here though, and it comes out through here. So I wanted to touch on this right now, which I think is a very important thing. I hear many artists talk about how to approach, how to get my vision out. You know, the artistic vision, which I call many other times I've called the voice, right? Your style, your personal style. Call it what you want. Your vision, your personal style, your voice. It's all kind of the same thing. Really, it is. I believe that it's how you express, right, your experience of the world through your artwork. In this case, your canvas, your paintings, your photography, whatever you do. So I realized that a lot of artists get kind of stuck on this matter, right? Because when you're starting out, especially for the beginner, the intermediate gets stuck on that too. And I think because they haven't jumped harder and higher, and you'll see what I mean by this right now. Especially the beginner. In the beginning, you start noticing that a lot of artists, right from the get-go, have a very set style. One of the reasons why that you observe that is because we tend to get our ideas and our experience of art through art books and people that are, I mean, your giants, right? Your Monets, your Manets, your Rembrandts, your Van Goghs. We get our ideas from there, right? So when we think of Monet, you know what the painting looks like. When you think of Vermeer, you know what the painting looks like, and on, right? You know what those art pieces look like, and it's sort of like a cohesive look and a feel to it, right? Especially their later work, their mature work, right? That when they were starting out, it was all over the place, most of them. But you can catch some, you know. Anyways, so that's key right there. What I just said right now. When they're starting out, they were all over the place, and I think that that's key in understanding that when you're starting out, that doesn't matter. But it becomes a burden because we think that we need to do that, and I think that we appropriate, or we try to mimic a lot of what the big guys and girls did and do. We right from the get-go, when we're starting out, we want to paint, many of us, I'm not saying everybody, right? But I'm talking about my personal experience and what I've seen. Huge canvases, you know, museum-sized canvases, because Pollock did that, or because, you know, whoever did that, right? Picasso did that, or whatever. And we go after that right away. I certainly did. It's not a mistake, but it's a challenge. It becomes more difficult to move forward many times because of that. Of course, you learn stuff, but here's where it gets tricky. It's the time. It really has to do with the time. Many of us want to play the high-end card right away without really putting the work in first. And I talk about this a lot. The reason I'm saying this is because we get burdened by ideas of what an artist should be, right? And we get these ideas mainly from our cultural experiences, you know, around us, other artists, our social experiences or whatever, and the books, the museum guys, right? And I think that's it's hard. It's hard to get your understanding of art from someone who's so mature already. Now, I'm not saying that shouldn't be your goal, okay? I'm not saying that, because some people have mistaken this. That should be your goal. If you want to be, you know, it should be higher than that. I mean, for all, you know, if you're gonna set a goal, set it high anyways. So, but yes, you can be like, you know what, I'm gonna be like Mary Cassatt, or you know what, I wanna create my work like, you know, I don't know, Picasso or Vermeer or whatever. Yeah, that should be your goal. You shouldn't make this high goal, but you shouldn't put the burden of that type of artist on you yet. Because those artists have regularly, when we see the artists like that, we think about these huge art pieces, you know, very set style, very strong style, of course they had like 30-40 years to work in it, many of them, you know, and very clear vision of what the artwork was supposed to be and what it meant, and the boys, right, what it was saying, the social political commentary, you know. A lot of people don't understand that artwork has always been progressive, and I'll leave that for another video. But I'm not talking about left or right. I'm talking about progressive in the sense of expansive. It's always been evolving. It's evolution, and so we see a lot of that. You know, we see a lot of very set, very strong voices, and a cohesive collection of work. You know, there's a Water Lily collection. We see Vermeer's work, and it's very, you know, it's this, you know, the format and everything. It looks like it belongs all in the same collection, right? Well, yes, because they had a lot of time to cook that, you know, a lot of effort and time to cook that. And maybe not all artists. Maybe we have some early bloomers who started, you know, who put a lot of attention and they were just blessed with it, and you know, they got their voice out. But don't burden yourself with that when you're starting out. I don't think that that's a good idea. I think the good idea is to create artwork and allow it to be. You know, of course you have a direction. You say, oh, okay, I'd like to do that, but that most likely that's gonna change and morph. What you don't want to do is stop and then start again. Stop and then start again. Because this will allow for time, as I explained in other videos, it will become longer and it will become harder because you want to activate momentum, as I mentioned in other videos. I know I'm throwing a lot of stuff here to you guys, but what you want to do is activate momentum rather than get lost in the mechanics of, oh man, my style is not there. Oh man, I wish my style was like this. I wish, you know, I paint big and it looked like it belonged, all the art pieces belong like they belong to the same artist. Well, you graduate to that. You don't start from there. So just as long as you keep going, which is what matters. I'll leave you guys with that. The name is Jose Trujillo. I am the world's greatest living artist, and it's awesome. Take care.